get big, you need to do this one thing. Do you really believe this fitness advice? Wait, before you get angry and leave, basically, now that most of the people have left, let me explain. Because after watching this video, you will know exactly why getting big is way easier than what you think,
and not as complicated as influencers present it for the views and the money.
I know a lot of people are gonna come to you and tell you,
you have to do only this exercise, these many sets, these reps, this specific technique.
and they are arguing all the time on social media and with everyone. Listen, some of these things are true, but you don't really need them when you want to get a nice physique. What I will tell you is what you really need to get your dream physique. I'm not talking about those huge bodybuilders on stage. If you are one of these guys, then close this video. But if your goal is to get a nice aesthetic body, be healthy, feel mentally good, then in this video I'm going to tell you the path that I followed, and it helped me a lot so that I can help you. And yes, I'm filming with my pajamas. I hope you don't care a lot. To start strong, we need to know the 3 factors that build muscle. Mechanical tension, which is the primary one, metabolic stress, and damage, which is not really a factor that builds muscle. Now, what are these words and why damage does not build muscle? Muscles need to break down and grow bigger, right? Not really. Let me explain. Mechanical tension is the force your muscles experience when they are under load and trying to contract. It exists on the force velocity graph, and it maximizes when velocity is the lowest, blah blah blah. You don't need all of this. What you need to know is that mechanical tension, which is the primary driver of muscle growth, has its best effect when training closer to failure. Metabolic stress is that burning sensation and feeling you get on your muscles. Pretty simple, right? And muscle damage, which is the most controversial one, is when your muscle fibers experience micro tears so that they can rebuild and get bigger. Which is not how we build muscle, because if that was true, then people that, for example, tear their hamstrings would get bigger hamstrings, which that's not the case. So please don't listen to those TikTok influencers that tell you nonsense. I'm not saying I'm better or something. I'm just a stupid guy that loves training and learning. But at least I'm telling you what I'm researching, learning, and what I believe without having consideration getting only the views. Now that we know how muscle is built, using the primary driver of muscle growth, mechanical tension, which, as we said, happens when we train close to failure, and the second driver, which is metabolic stress, and it's that sensation and burning feeling you feel in your muscles. How can this really help? First of all, we know that this thing that I'm doing doesn't really build abs, because it's kind of impossible to train close to failure doing exercises with these high reps. Trust me, by only knowing these things that I told you before, and most importantly about mechanical tension, which happens when we train close to failure, you can already know how to filter a lot of fitness advices. When people come to you and tell you,
You have to do this exercise, these many sets, these many reps, only this exercise works, not the other. No.
now you have just a bit of knowledge to filter. What you need to do is follow the principles that we know since forever. The principles that cause more mechanical tension and more metabolic stress, I guess, but most importantly, most mechanical tension. So what do we need to build muscle? High proximity to failure. How do we get that? By having a good recovery so that we can train harder. It's that simple. If you follow the basic principles, training to failure and having a good recovery between your workouts, that's the only thing you need to really grow. This is the thing that will help you have more mechanical tension and therefore have more gains. Now, what about all the other parameters? Frequency, volume, sets, reps, exercises? Listen, these are things that most of the time play such a small factor. We chase them A lot of people like chasing them, just like me. I like knowing what's better, so sometimes I might follow the studies and read them. But even though a lot of things I know are not the best, because I love them, I do them, and they are better for me because when you like something, you most probably train closer to failure and you have more mechanical tension and more growth. So for all these things, the sets, the reps, the splits, do the one that you like. I personally am a big believer of higher frequency, so I do full body training. But if you are that type of guy that loves pro split and you just love it, then do it. No problem with that. We've seen a lot of people training with pro split and got even into that Olympia stage. We've seen a lot of people training with other splits. We've seen a lot of people having a bit less proximity to failure but a bit more volume. Other people with less volume. Whatever you do, just love what you are doing, train hard, and enjoy your life. That's it. So come on, train hard, have your recovery on point, and if you want to know what training splits I personally like, then you can watch this video right here. I just rank them based on my opinion and based on my personal parameters. So